What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and today I have a very old school deck for you guys. As you can tell by the extra deck, it is pretty big. That is because this is a 2006 old school Elemental Hero deck profile. So this is like from all the way back in 2006. The deck anyway. I don't really think it would be perfect, like a good deck in this format. But back when the heroes first came out, it was so meta. It was so meta. Even now, it's still somewhat meta, but it's not as meta, as it was back then. But still, it's a pretty awesome deck to use. Back in the old days anyway. But with that, let's check it out. So for the high level monsters, I have one Honest Neos, I have two Neos, one Blade Edge, and two Necroshade. So Honest Neos it's an awesome card to use, and its effect says during either player's turn, you can discard this card and then target a hero monster on the field, and it gains 2,500 points until the end of the turn. And then during either player's turn, you can discard a hero monster, and this card gains attack points equal to the discard monster's attack point until the end of the turn. And you can only use each effect of Honest Neos once per turn. So this guy is pretty much Acts of Despair, pretty much. It has pretty much has the Honest effect, as you can tell, has, it's Honest Neos, but still, if this guy was released back then, it would be so good. It would be so good that it would end up being on the ban list within months. And then with two Neos, it is Elemental Hero Neos. You cannot go wrong with Neos. It's Neos. It's awesome to use. And then with Blade Edge, you only need one Blade Edge because of the extra deck. Because there's I think there's two monsters in the extra deck that require Blade Edge. Yeah, it's just Wild Edge and Plasma Vice, pretty much. So you only need one of this guy, and also too, this is like an instant OTK because its effect says during battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense point is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the difference as damage to your opponent. So it basically has the Mad Sword Beast effect, basically. So this guy's really pretty powerful back in the day. Now I don't really think it would be as powerful, but still it's pretty cool. And then Necroshade, which is an instant Honest Neos, it's an instant one of these guys. So yeah. Alright, so now we move on to the level 4 and below. So first up, I have one of Elemental Hero Woodsman, I have one Elemental Hero Heat, and one Elemental Hero Stratos. So these are the support for the deck. Woodsman, it's an instant polymerization from your deck or graveyard. It's awesome to use. And then Elemental Hero Heat, it basically gains 200 points for every hero on the field, including this guy. So you can instantly have like a 2,000 plus attack point monster. And yes, Stratos is back. No longer, the memes are finally done. Stratos is back. This guy is an instant searcher. And it's an instant destruction card. So this guy is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Alright, you guys, now for the rest of the heroes, I'm basically running one of all the main ones that were used in the anime. So we have one Wild Heart, one Bubble Man, one Spark Man, one Clayman, one Avion, and one Burstinatrix. So again, some of these fusions with some of these fusions, there are only a select few that use these guys. So in this format, back then, you would only need one. So and also, it's an old school hero deck, so you can't really go wrong with it. Alright, guys, now we move on to the rest of the monsters. So I have 2 of Rottweiler and 2 Necro Gardna. So Rottweiler basically lets you bring out an elemental hero and a polymerization from your grave back to your hand when it's destroyed. And then with Necro Gardna, basically it pretty much negates attacks. When it's in the graveyard, you banish it, you can negate an attack. Alright, so for the Neospacians, I am running all 6 of them. One of all 6. Literally all 6. So this is an interesting lineup because Grand Mole basically bumps this guy, bumps itself and an attacking monster back to the hand. Air Neos gives you an additional 500 points for every card in your opponent's hand. This guy can copy. This guy has the Mimicat effect where you can target a card on the field and Dark Panther becomes that card. Aqua Dolphin has the burn damage. So it's really awesome. And then Glomas, it ended up getting an errata for some reason because the effect says if this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent draws a card and shows it. Then based on the type, then you can apply one of these effects. So if they drew a monster, then the battle phase ends pretty much. So and if it's a spell, then the attack from this guy becomes a direct attack. And if it's a trap card, then this card gets switched into defense mode. And then Flare Scarab has an amazing effect. This guy gains 400 points for every spell and trap on your opponent's field, which I will get to the spells in a moment, which you'll know why I add why, which you'll know why this guy is good. Alright guys, so for the spells, I am not using terraforming in this format, but I am running one of all 3 field spells. So I have Skyscraper, Skyscraper 2 Hero City, and Neospace. So Skyscraper's effect says when a monster that includes elemental hero in its card name attacks, if its attack points is lower than the opposing, then your hero gains 1,000 points during the damage cal only. Hero City is basically Monster Reborn for heroes, and then Neospace basically gives you 500, gives Neos and any of your Neos fusions an additional 500. So that's pretty good. And then I'm also running one of Hero Flash to instantly bring out Neos, which lets you bring out a fusion. And then with that, I am running 1 Heated Heart, 2 Emergency Calls, 1 Righteous Justice, and 2 Oversouls. So Heated Heart gives your monsters 500 points, and it basically has the Blade Edge Master Beast effect. If the opposing monster is in defense, this card can deal the differences damage. E-Call, Instant Searcher. You gotta have at least 2 of these. Righteous Justice is pretty good because you can destroy. Because for every hero that's on your field, that's how many spell and trap cards you can destroy, which is really good. And then Oversoul, it's Monster Reborn for normal monsters, pretty much. So pretty good. It's pretty good. And now for the fusion spells, I have 1 Miracle Fusion, 2 polymerization, and 1 fusion recovery. So fusion recovery has the same effect as Rottweiler. You basically add this card and a fusion material from your grave back to your hands. Miracle Fusion, it may banish your cards, but you can bring out a high level fusion, which the side deck you're gonna not want to miss the side deck. So you will know why I chose Miracle Fusion. And so for the singles, I have Monster Reborn, Space Gift, and also Fake Hero. So Monster Reborn, it's Monster Reborn. You can't go wrong with that. Space Gift pretty much lets you expand your options. Because for every Neospatial that's on your field, you get to draw a card. So if you have 5 on the field, instantly you draw 5 cards instantly. And then Fake Hero is an instant Neos. Unfortunately, the monster in question cannot attack, but it's still pretty good when you want to perform a Neos fusion. This card is absolutely good. And now for the equipped, I have Neos Force, Instant Neos Space, Bubble Blaster, Spark Blaster, and Cyclone Boomerang. So Neos Force basically gives your Neos 800 points. And what's this effect say? What's the other effect say? Equip only 2 Elemental Hero Neos that gains 800 points. When it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the grave, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack points of the destroyed monster, and then this card goes back to the deck during the end phase. So that's pretty. It's pretty consistent. A lot of people don't use it in today's format, but it would still be pretty good back in the day. And then Instant Neo Space. So if you don't have Neo Space on the field, this card can instantly keep your Neos monster, your Neos fusion on the field. So it's pretty good. And then these 3, again, Bubble Blaster just for defense, Spark Blaster to keep your opponent's monsters from attacking, and Cyclone Boomerang to deal burn damage, to deal effect damage. Sorry. And for the final spell card, I have 1 Common Soul. So getting into the combos here. So say for example you play this, and let's say this guy is in this guy, and let's say these 2 are in your hand, and let's say Heat is on the field. So you play this guy, you special summon Flare Scarab, and you get this guy's attack points. You transfer the effects to you transfer this guy's attack points to Heat. So let's say Heat has 4 hero monsters on the field. So that's including this guy, that's an additional 800 points. So let's see here. 16 plus 8 plus 800. So instantly this is like 20. So this will have 2400. Equip the attack points of Flare Scarab to Heat, and that would be an additional, I would say about 3,000 maybe. Equip the effect of Honest Neos to Heat. Instantly you would have a 5,000 plus attack point monster. So instantly that is so good. That is like really probably one of the best combos you could ever pull off with Common Soul. And my camera keeps moving for some reason. Damn camera. So yeah, so that is a pretty awesome combo. Alright you guys, now for the trap cards. So for the doubles, I have 2 Hero Signal, 2 of Hero Barrier, 2 Hero Counterattack, 2 Hero Emerges, and also 2 Hero Blast. So Hero Signal is an instant hero on the field when your monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the grave. You can instantly bring out an elemental hero, and then so that's pretty good. a level 4 below elemental hero. And then hero barrier lets you keep your monsters from being destroyed so long as you have an elemental hero on the field. Hero counterattack, again, it's like hero signal. It's an instant hero. Can't go wrong with that. Same thing with a hero emerges, but it's luck based, because your opponent can instantly pick out a spell. Literally they could. And then hero blast pretty much lets you bring back Neos, so you can use them again, and you would be able to perform more fusions with that card. So pretty good. And then for the last of the traps, I have one elemental recharge and one change of hero reflector ray. So reflector ray would actually be perfect if something like Divine Neos was on the field, because if this guy gets destroyed, instantly your opponent would be taking what I think it's what 3,600 points of damage, literally. So that's an instant OTK right there. So it's pretty good. Alright, you guys, so now we get into the extra deck. So this is by far one of the biggest extra decks ever, but in this format I would be running one of all the fusions. So it would have Steam Healer, Mariner, Rampart Blaster, Thunder Giant, Mudball Man, Dark Bright, Flamewing Man, Necroid Shaman, Tempest, Shining Flare Wingman, Plasma Vice, Wild Wingman, Wild Edge, Electrum, Glow Neos, Agua Neos, Dark Neos, Flare Neos, Grand Neos, Air Neos. Unfortunately, I am still missing Air Neos. And then, of course, the new elemental hero, which is Nebula Neos, as well as Chaos Neos, Storm Neos, Magma Neos, and then also Divine Neos. Unfortunately, I do not recommend using all these at once, but I would just mix it up a bit, just to make things a little more interesting. If you would have entered YCS tournaments back in the day, instantly you would be able to mix it up just to keep the suspense. So literally all these guys, all these hero fusions are absolutely broken, so amazing. Some of them have effects where you can deal extra damage. Everything. It is just absolutely insane. Alright, guys, so now we get into the side deck. So first off, I have two of Elemental Hero Neos Alias, which is basically Neos. So if you have Neos, if Neos was to be banished and you have this guy, instantly you can special summon this guy and then normal summon it when it's on the field, and you can use it to fuse with one of your Neos patients. It's an instant Neos summon, Neos fusion. And then also I have one card ejector, which is pretty interesting because you can, because it basically banishes your opponent's cards. And then also, yes, I am running one Elemental Hero Prisma because it is an instant fusion, pretty much. It's really good. And then also I am running one of the Despair Uranus and one of the Blazing Mars. So these guys are pretty amazing. I told in the I think was it the Cyber Dragon deck or I think it was my Dark World deck profile. I mentioned what this guy can do, but I'll read the effects again just in case you guys forgot. So it is a light attribute, 8-star, 2,900 attack, 2,300 defense. And it says, when this card is tribute summoned while you control no spell or trap cards, you can activate this effect. Your opponent declares either a continuous spell or a continuous trap. Then you set a card of that type directly from your deck. And then let's see here. This card gains 300 points for each face-up spell trap card you control. Face-up cards in your spell and trap zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. So again, it's an instant attack gainer. Really awesome. And then Blazing Mars, let's see what this guy can do. So it says, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 3 other monsters from your grave to special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn. During your main phase 1, you can send all other monsters you control to the grave, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster sent to the grave, and you can only use each effect of the Blazing Mars once per turn. So basically, again, Blazing, it can deal burn damage. It is amazingly good. So now we get into the spell. So I have one Legacy of a Hero, which is really, really broken, because this guy, with this card, you send 3 hero fusions from your graveyard. Is it from your grave? Yeah, from your grave back to the extra deck, and you draw 3 cards. Instantly, that's broken. Pretty broken. And then also Skydive Scorcher, which is pretty interesting. It's an interesting card. And let's see what this guy says. So it says, target 1 elemental hero fusion monster you control, and destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible with attack points higher than that monster's. Then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest monster's attack points among those destroyed monsters in the graveyard. Your choice if tied. If Skyscraper is in your field zone, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the combined original attack points of those destroyed monsters in the graveyard instead. So instantly, this is an instant OTK. It would be game over pretty much. So yeah. And then also I am running 2 Miracle Contact, which is an easier way to bring out your Neos fusions. And then 1 hero lives, obviously because this card has been limited to 1. But it's still pretty good. So getting into why I chose Miracle Fusion, I am also running 1 Parallel World Fusion. So Miracle Fusion banishes your cards. This card sends them back into your deck, I believe. So let's see what this guy says. It says, choose an elemental hero fusion monster in your extra deck whose listed fusion material monsters are banished. Yeah, so you shuffle the banished monsters into the deck, and then special summon a fusion monster from the extra deck, and this would be considered a fusion summon. So this card banishes your cards. This card sends them back into your deck. So instantly, that's amazing. That is amazing. I would not recommend maining this card. I would recommend just siding it. And then for the trap cards, I have Radiant Mirror Force, Power Wall, and Compulsory Evacuation Device. Obviously, these cards are pretty broken, so yeah. Alright, you guys, so that is going to do it for this amazing 2006 old school Elemental Hero deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to post in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the deck. Smash that thumbs up button. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I make a new video. And also, I also want to point out that with the Legendary Hero decks that just came out, which I did an opening on yesterday, which you guys can check out, I'm actually going to be making a Destiny Hero deck pretty soon. I probably won't get it uploaded until probably around until like sometime in February. I am not sure. I still have a lot of other content, some other decks that I need to work on, so I will let you guys know in the future. But with that being said, this is your boy Nash here, signing out.